Okay. Hi, I'm Richard Chamberlain from Richard Chamberlain Golf Design, and we've commenced construction on the new 18-hole miniature golf course here at Wembley, and I thought it was time to sit down and have a chat and give you an idea of what we're planning on building over the fence over here. So we've got the plan of the course over here. There's piles of dirt and piles of sand over there, so we've already ripped in and we're already starting to create a couple of the first golf holes in the sand. So just to give you an idea about what we're about here, obviously it's run under the direction of Town of Cambridge, and I certainly congratulate these guys for having the foresight and the vision to build this thing in the first place, because it's going to raise the bar for miniature golf in the entire country, if not the world. I think this is going to be pretty special here. We've got Horizon West as the main contractor building it, and my friend Jeff Bennell from Turf Green will be a sub-consultant to do a lot of the construction work of the miniature golf course. So it's a very big facility. It measures almost 5,000 square metres, which is a bit more than an acre, and that's probably as big a miniature golf facility as I've seen anywhere in the world. So I guess just to tell you what we're about, it's going to be an 18-hole golf course. We're building a couple of these around the country at the moment, and Jeff and I virtually put our heads together and decided to build a no windmill, no dinosaur policy golf course, where we were really trying to focus on 18 holes of real golf playing strategies, not just simply bouncing balls off rocks and ricochets and stuff like that, which is kind of like the old traditional putt-putt sort of stuff, which was done in the 70s and 80s. So I think this is going to be a really interesting course to play. It's been very carefully designed. We're really trying to target all sorts of golfers. We're talking to kids. We're trying to get the golfers who are playing the main golf course here interested to come over and have a look. We want totally non-golfers to come over here and have some fun as well. And it's going to be a fantastic avenue for corporate world and social groups to come over here and have a play as well. I think this thing's going to be open day and night, and I think this place will really buzz under lights out here with a few social clubs and corporate challenge matches and the lights that'll get happening through the midweek period, I would suggest. So it's an 18-hole golf course. We'll also design a little 19th hole, which is sometimes termed as a gambling hole. Maybe you're playing for $5 or for a beer at the bar, and you need a tiebreaker. So we're going to have a little funky little 19th hole just near the central pavilion, which is where your golf ball will disappear, and then you can make your way for a drink and chat after the game. Another interesting thing about the golf course is that this portion of the course, it's actually a fairly tricky piece of terrain to work on. And this portion of the course here, we've kind of softened the contouring a little bit, because we want to make it wheelchair friendly, so that you'll notice that in this side of the course we've actually got a path structure here where these paths have done at subtle grades so that the wheelchairs can get around, and the disabled can play their shot, and they can get back onto. They can either ride through the centre of the golf hole, or there's an option to go around the outside on the cart path. So I think that's a very important feature. As we get down into these lower side sections of the course, the terrain does get a lot funkier, and there'll be some very, very cool golf holes there, but unfortunately it's a little bit too steep for wheelchair access down through there. So we're really trying to cover this so that we can hit a target market over such a very, very broad range. Again, we really don't want to have artificial dinosaurs and windmills. This is done really with the manipulation of the terrain. We want to get some very, very cool landscaping. There'll be a few paths, creeks, bridges, and a lot of width in the golf holes, and I think that's a real key here as well. We're not going to be sitting playing off little narrow 1 and 2 metre corridors. Some of the fairways there measures up to sort of 7, 8 and 9 metres across, which will allow the total novices to get it around. They're not going to be hitting their balls into gardens and stuff like that. So there's a lot of comparisons with the design of the miniature golf course and the big course, but there's one thing I'm certainly not pushing. It won't be a ridiculously difficult golf course to play. I want to see lots of hole-in-ones out there, and I want to see lots of enjoyment. So as I said, the process has just started. We've even got a central pavilion here that could host up to sort of 80 to 100 people, and I think again in corporate world or kids parties, you're going to be able to stay there, have a drink, get some shade, and you can have access to watch the rest of the golf going on. I think it'll be a fantastic team building environment for companies to get involved with. Like I said, as well as kids parties, social groups. It's going to be a really, really buzz to play here. I think it's going to be an absolute massive success. We're in week 3 of the construction process. I'm not quite sure. I think we're probably looking about September to open this thing, but hopefully in the next coming weeks, as a few of the golf holes start to look like golf holes, we'll update with a few videos and photos, and certainly keep you posted and whet your appetite for opening day in September. So I hope you enjoy the golf course when she opens up.